You're listening to Australia's national youth radio station, Triple J. For more info, go to triplej.net.au.
Bernie Hobbs joining us to talk science today. Good morning, Bernie.
How are you, Zan?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very excited, thanks.
I've got to say, I'm kind of keen to hear from a certain listener again this week. You may remember Backwards Dave.
Bernie and Zan. Oh, science.
That's right. He actually said that backwards and we flipped it and he really did say Bernie and Zan talk science.
Yeah.
If you check out the blog, this guy has got himself quite a fan club. There has been a lot of feedback about bringing back Backwards Dave. So, Dave, if you're listening, give us a buzz because I think we've got a couple of sentences we want to throw out to you.
I think the big call is just to ditch science and get Dave to talk backwards for an hour was the most popular request on the blog.
It could be. All right. Someone has just left a message, Bernie, that you'll be happy about. Simon on the guest book. Hey, that backwards talking guy would be a great addition to my band. We have a lot of backwards satanic messages in our music, but until now haven't been able to replicate it live. So thanks for that, Simon. And again, Backwards Dave, you are the star of the show. For anybody who missed it, I will be playing that weird backwards talking a little bit later this morning as well. We're talking science with Bernie Hobbs here on Triple J, or as Backwards Dave would say,
Bernie and Zan. Oh, science.
He is the hero of the Science Hour, as he called us up last week to tell us he could talk backwards. And we reversed it, and he did, as you heard. Lots of people still writing in on the guest book. Deanna just wrote in and said, do you know if Backwards Dave has a girlfriend? Which, can I say, Deanna, you're not the first person to ask. Apparently, Deanna can actually write fluently backwards in joined-up handwriting, much like Leonardo da Vinci, she points out. And she was thinking that Dave and her should hook up. With their powers combined, they could rule the world.
Man, we need a backwards dating service for...
Backwards Dave dating service. Oh, it's crazy.
He's going off.
If you've got a question for Bernie, or if you're Dave, and I'm talking about Backwards Dave.
Yeah, come on, Dave, because we've got some phrases we've been working on we want you to do.
The lines are pretty jammed, so Dave might be having a bit of trouble getting through. We'll see if we can buzz him there ourselves. 1300 0555 36, the number to call. Zan and Bernie talking with you today here on Triple J. 1300 0555 36 if you've got a question for us, an answer, or maybe even some backwards speaking, as Dave did last week.
Bernie and Zan. Oh, science.
Hey, guess who I've got on the line, Bernie?
I'm hoping you're going to say Backwards Dave.
Hello, Backwards Dave.
Hey, guys. How you going?
Good, how are you?
How many girlfriends have you
all
made
right.
this week? You've been hit on everywhere.
Yeah, Dave, have you checked out the blog posting where I put up the little MP3 of you speaking backwards? Because let me tell you, there are quite a few suitors lining up to meet you.
Who'd have thought?
Oh, really?
The ladies really love the backwards talking guys. It's Napoleon Dynamite was right. It's all down to having skills.
Now, backwards, Dave, you've actually just walked out of an exam, haven't you?
Yeah, I did.
So what was the exam on?
It's called Introductory to Digital Systems, so it's an exam about electronics.
Tell us that
Wow.
backwards. Tell us the exam backwards.
Sorry?
Can you no, don't tell us that backwards. I've got something better for you. Hey, how do you reckon you went, Dave?
It's pretty hard. I'm hoping maybe just to pass, but
Okay, well, best of luck. Hey, Dave, have you heard, we had this last week when we were talking to you and you were speaking backwards. A lot of people calling up, and also this week saying that butchers all around Australia have actually taught themselves to talk backwards so they
Really?
can comment on girls in the shop without them knowing. Do you know about this theory, and are you a handler of meats?
no way, no, I've never heard about that.
Wow, well, you could find yourself in another field other than electronics.
You could be the chick spy in butchers around the country. You could go and stand with the girls in the butchers and interpret what's being said by the backward speaking butchers so the ladies are in the
that's true.
know.
So, Dave, last week we actually put you on the spot and told you to, asked you to say something backwards for us, and you did a second later without having ever heard it before.
Yep.
This week, we want you to say a couple of things, actually a couple of them by request, to be honest, from the blog. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the first one, which I think you said you could say last week, can you do supercalifragilisticexpialidocious for us?
Yeah, sure. Specialidolieitsgekketsiligiraffelacropus.
Oh, so... All right, I can promise you that tomorrow morning after 9 a.m. I'll have that reversed. I've got one more for you. When we actually played your little backwards Bernie and Zan talk science, when we flipped it, it kind of sounded a little bit like Stephen Hawking. What do you reckon?
Bernie and Zan. Oh, science.
So I want you to.
Weird.
It sounds a little bit weird, a little bit robotic. So I want you to say backwards, "I am not Stephen Hawking."
I'm not Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, no, say it backwards.
No, it's starting me off.
Sorry, can you say that again for us?
Skinkor, no, it's starting me off.
Okay, we're definitely going. I could hear the N and the G and the S in there.
I want a pretty
No, that was a
T-shirt.
bit harder, that one. Yeah, good, yeah.
I'm glad we're challenging you here on Triple J. Hey, Dave, thanks very much for giving us a call again, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
What about third floor haberdashery?
What was that, sorry?
Third floor haberdashery.
Bernie's just toying with you now.
Third floor, what?
Haberdashery.
I can't even understand that word.
Socks. Third floor socks.
Third floor, what?
Socks.
Stock.
Oh, don't worry, Dave.
You've just become one of her minions. Dave, thanks so much for
worries,
putting
mate.
up with us. Good on
Sorry,
you, mate.
Dave.
Okay.
And that
See you
about
later.
is it for us on Talking Science today. Thank you, Bernie Hobbs.
Oh, no worries. I can't wait to hear that flip.
9 a.m. tomorrow it'll be on the radio.